Hello, my name is Ted Judy, and welcome to my fish room. I have made an early New Year's resolution to step up on the video posts in 2016. My goal is to post at least one new video every week. The most difficult thing is going to be to come up with new topics each week. I know. I still have a lot to show on the fish room itself, and those videos are going to be coming sooner rather than later. My other early New Year's resolution is to start keeping and breeding more fish. I have not bred a lot of fish in the past 2 years. But I've been holding a lot of really cool species back, ready to get started in 2016. Actually, I'm getting started a little bit earlier, and this video is going to be the first in a series that I hope to bring you about the fish that I'm breeding. The idea is simple. I'm going to show you a video about how I set up the aquarium for a specific species, give you a little bit of the history of that species, its parameters, what's required to keep it and breed it, and how I set the tank up to be successful. After a few weeks, hopefully just a few weeks, I'll come back with an additional video on the same species showing the fish spawning and how it's going overall in the project. And then the series for that species will end when I come back with a third video showing rearing the fry. This is an ambitious project, but I think that I can keep up with it if I build some momentum. The first species up, a pleco, Panaqolus albivermis, also known by its L number, L204, and by the common name, the flash pleco. Panaqolus is a genus of loricariid catfish from South America. Panaqolus albivermis comes from Peru, specifically the San Alejandro River, which is a relatively small flowage in the upper Ucayali River system. Most notable about that stream, it is not a softwater habitat. The relatively short San Alejandro drains water from the Andes into the Ucayali, and the pH is alkaline, some measurements as high as 8.4. That is one reason I chose to work with this catfish. The water that comes into my aquariums through my automated water changing system is within the correct parameters for this species. No need for reverse osmosis for this pretty pleco. Panaqolus belong to a group of suckermouth catfish that like to dine on soft wood. In fact, just about everything the plecos like is associated with wood, so the aquarium will need to include a lot of driftwood for them to chew and hide on. The aquarium itself is a 30-gallon breeder aquarium located on the top shelf of my racks. The temperature will stay warmer up there, but I will use a 200-watt heater in the tank to keep the water at a toasty 82 degrees Fahrenheit. This tank will be filtered by a Pare foam 5-inch cube filter that is powered by a cube lifter lift tube that moves a lot of water. This will be plenty of mechanical and biological filtration for the amount of biomass I will keep in this tank. The filter will not provide enough current, however, which the plecos need, so I'm also including an aquarium circulation pump at the end of the tank opposite the filter. The position of the pump is very important. Loricariid breeders have told me that the flow needs to run perpendicular to the openings of the spawning caves, so that is what I have done. The caves are all lined up with the openings facing the front of the aquarium so that I can see into them easily, and the circulation pump pushes water past the openings. You can see that flow when I drop some sand into the current. The aquarium will receive a minimum of 3 small water changes each week through the automated drip system. Once each week, I will also use a siphon to remove detritus from the bottom of the tank. Wood-eating catfish are notoriously messy. The cube filter will also clog with wood dust very quickly, and I will need to pull it regularly to knock it out. That is one reason the filter is not deeply buried into the pile of wood. So the tank is set up. Wood, check. Caves, check. Current? Check. Heater and filter? Check. Now we're ready for fish. One of the negatives to keeping plecos is that they hide a lot. So if you want to have some action in the tank, you should include a school of tetras or other fish that will stay out in the open. I have a lot of these Hyphesibricon species junior tetras that are also from Peru, so I added a school of them to the tank. This is another species I have not spawned, so maybe I will be able to double dip on this tank and collect some eggs from them as well. The catfish will come from this group of young adult wild fish that were imported a few months ago and are very well quarantined. I have pulled them out of the tank they are in and put them into this tray so I can get a better look at them. Panaqolus albivermis males that are in their full breeding glory are easy to see. They grow odontodes, hair-like filaments, all over their body. But these fish are not in breeding condition, however, so I cannot use odontodes to sex them. Body shape is not much of a help either with the flash pleco. Females may be a little rounder or a little wider, but that is not a sure thing. Most pleco males have broader heads and narrower bodies, but that turns out to be not so sure a thing in this species either. When in doubt, I look for differences. I'm going to choose 6 fish, and when I look at the group, I see some that are broader in the head and brighter in color compared to some that have smaller heads, rounder sides, and are not quite as bright in color, and I think that those are the females. Male loricarids can be evil bastards, so I'm only going to choose 2 of the ones that I think are males. I will also pick 4 that I think are females. 6 fish may eventually be too many for this 30-gallon aquarium once they are full grown and spawning, but I like to start a group with a little larger than I think it will eventually become. Adding new fish to an established group may not be such an easy thing to do. Here are the 6 fish I chose going into the aquarium. Now this breeding project has officially begun. The flash plecos will eat the driftwood in the aquarium, but that cannot be the only thing in their diet. Animal protein is not a great idea for these fish, although a little can help bring females into breeding condition. I feed the tank something every day. Loricarids that live in warm water have a high metabolism and need a lot of food. Vegetables are excellent. Here I am feeding the tank some zucchini, which the fish like a lot. Other vegetables they like include fresh green beans, any squash, cucumber, and even watermelon. The trick to feeding fresh vegetables and fruits is moderation. Feed small amounts so that the water is not fouled, and do not leave the food in the tank until it rots. I also feed the food Repashy Morning Wood, a gel food diet designed for wood-eating catfish. The gel contains a lot of cellulose, so it is a lot like wood, but it also contains more nutrients, vitamins, and minerals. I feed Morning Wood at least 3 days a week, and I like to feed it on these ceramic disc feeders, which are heavy and stay in one place in the tank. The last thing that I like to feed the flash plecos is hardwood stems with bark. I like oak, ash, maple, or fruit trees the best. I stay away from any conifer, hickory, or walnut, all of which contain a lot of alkali chemicals that I am not sure are safe for the fish. I leave the stems in the tank until the plecos have stripped them of the bark and underlying tissues they are after. Now my small colony of Panaqolus albivermis are in their new home, but it will take a few weeks until they are truly settled in and comfortable. I will be back with an update on them as soon as I see some breeding behavior. If you would like more information about flash plecos or any catfish, I encourage you to visit planetcatfish.com. This is a wonderful resource for everything catfish, especially the Catfish of the Month article series, and there is an entry there for keeping and breeding Panaqolus albivermis. If you are keeping or have kept this species and would like to share your experience with it, I encourage you to leave a comment in the section after this video. You may also comment on the associated blog post on my website, www.tedsfishroom.com, where you will also find a full transcript of this video. Reading the information may be easier than finding a moment in the video. Thanks for watching Ted's Fish Room.